the Florida A&M Rattlers in the home opener for George Mason. Opening tip, and we're underway from inside Eagle Bank Arena, and right off the bat, not even giving us a chance to get up. Off the inbound, it's Walton. Volker. We'll see a significant increase in her role this season for George Mason. Has it again from Walton. Moving to her left, and Volker down the lane, left side, off the rim, no good. Long rebound, the Patriots keep possession. Harris for three, that's no good. And out of bounds to Florida A&M.
I like the second effort there by Lewis Volker. She was a real spark to Mason last year, and she's starting the season off doing that as well.
Starting lineup for Florida A&M features junior guard Ina Subarats, along with Robinson, Giles Jones, Purifoy, and McCarthy. Right side Robinson, top of the key. Subarats wearing number 13. Driving left, stumbles, falls down, little trip there. Johnson able to avoid a big collision, and the Patriots will get the ball.
Seeing some full court pressure right now off the bat here for Florida A&M.
Starters for George Mason: Zahira Walton, Kennedy Harris, Jada Brown, MJ Johnson, and Lewis Volker. Harris, the junior from Hampton, Virginia, on the move left side, into the corner. Walton thought about the three, spiraling, that's swatted away and out of bounds.
One of the focal points, Stephen, we'll talk about this here later on, is shooting efficiency. Both squads need to just relax. It is game 3 of the season, but a lot of just rush shots, and I think that's what we're seeing here thus far.
Florida A&M began their year at Florida State on November the 3rd, lost that game 112-39, then fell at Howard a couple of nights ago, 89-53. While the Patriots have split their first 2 games, George Mason lost in overtime at Temple, 94-85, and then earned its first victory of the year at James Madison last time out, 72-57. Rattlers basketball. Off the inbound, it's handled by Florida A&M's Robinson. The shot comes up short, and the Patriots will get the ball. Also a foul on the Rattlers, their first of the game. Zayna Justice into the game for Florida A&M, wearing number 44. A couple of numbers changes in their game at Howard, and the Rattlers will stick with those 2 number changes here tonight. Walton right on top of the George Mason logo. Volker back to Walton, looking for our first points of this first quarter. Harris delivers with a jumper.
Yeah, very well executed by George Mason there. They're spreading the floor, and they were very patient. Kennedy just had one dribble pull up. Very nice shot.
Kennedy Harris, an Atlantic 10 all-conference second team selection. Last year started 24 of 27 games played, averaged 13.9 points per game. So Harris and Walton are the returning starters from a year ago. The Patriots lost Taviana Habib, Neilani Kasia, and Paula Suarez. On the handle, Purifoy. Left side, McCarthy. Now top of the key. Three-pointer up and away, no good. And on the rebound, Harris. Pushing the pace, and a wide open look underneath to MJ Johnson for the easy 2.
Great assist by Jada Brown. She pulled the D towards her, Steve, because she is that three-point threat, and just dumped it down nicely to MJ.
Patriots as a team a year ago shot 36% from beyond the arc. Early 4-0 lead, George Mason, 3 minutes gone by here in the opening quarter. Back outside, the Rattlers on the jumper, no good. But Subarats will find her way to the free throw line.
You can see here Jada Brown just pulls the D out, and way to go for MJ Johnson, running the floor as a big kid there.
In their game against James Madison, the Patriots led 13-12 after the first quarter over the Dukes. First free throw up and away for Subarats is good. Junior guard from Barcelona, Spain, played at Morehead State a year ago. 30 games with 1 start last season, and makes both. First points of the game for Florida A&M. The inbound to grad student MJ Johnson for the Patriots. Now Harris, we've seen her in that role, directing traffic from top of the key. Near side Brown. Volker, right baseline, and a shot here by Johnson on the follow. First free throw for Johnson, the transfer from Ball State, making her home debut for the green and gold. Gives the Patriots some much-needed height as well at 6'3". The Patriots lost a lot of their height and inside presence from a year ago.
Yeah, she's a real nice addition to the team here, especially losing Milani last year.
Front court pressure being applied, and it bounced off a Rattler last, and the Patriots will get the ball off the turnover.
I like what George Mason's doing here. They're showing some different defense. They just pulled up the full court press there and forced that turnover on the sideline.
Harris into Brown. Maneuvers to her right. Sees the lane, it closes off into the corner. Three-pointer is good.
Zahara Walton starting, like I said earlier, she had 4 3-pointers last week against James Madison. She's starting off again today.
Zahara Walton makes it 9-2 with a three-pointer, looking to counter the Rattlers for 3. That's no good. McCarthy was wide open. Justice inside, the pass was stolen away by Volker. McCarthy overran it, but Volker is able to recover. Harris to the corner, Brown for 3, and for the same spot that Walton hit just 30 seconds ago, Brown sets up shop and makes it 12-2.
That's that. Everyone's yelling one more, one more. That one more pass by Kennedy Harris to the corner. Well done.
Here's McCarthy driving, the layup won't go. Volker able to tap the rebound, and now away to Brown. Cross court, Walton jump stop, and the three-pointer no good, but follows up her own miss. Inside, we've got a whistle as Walton was converging along with Johnson. The whistle blows and a foul called here on Justice. Well, the Patriots in their win over James Madison went 14 for 30 from beyond the arc, 46.7%. They hit just 3 of their 9 three-pointers in the opening quarter, then exploded to go 6 of 7 in the second frame.
Yeah, if they're patient and they run this widespread offense well enough, Steve, they're going to get these open shots. They just need to take their time and execute.
Walton hits the first. Walton had 21 points, or check that, 31 points in the Patriots game at Temple, and followed that up with 22 last time out against the Dukes. Perfect from the line to make it 14-2.
No surprise, Zahara Walton led the A-10 last season with that free throw percentage and attempts.
To the corner, hooks. Now gives to Ellington. Here's Cornelia Ellington, the focus of our pregame for the Rattlers. Lost the handle, one of a handful of rookies on this team this year, one of 4 freshmen to suit up. Purifoy hands it off to Justice. Whirling high off the glass, and what a shot by Zayna Justice.
That was a great defensive possession for George Mason right there. That was just a really, really nice finish shot. It's time to go back to basics, put a body on someone, and crash the boards.
So far tonight, the Patriots are 4 of 9 from the floor, shooting nearly 45%. Haven't needed those offensive rebounds yet. Though they will at some point, and here from the corner, it's Greenberg from the right side to make it 16-4.
That nifty contribution of that spark off the bench for George Mason, which is Paige Greenberg with the beautiful three-pointer.
Well, Jen, you talked about the 14 three-pointers by the Patriots last time out. They hit back-to-back threes on consecutive possessions here in the first quarter. They had 11 steals to go along with their good offensive output last time out.
Yeah, and check that. That was actually a 2 by Paige. I always like to give people 3. I always said to, coaches, 3 is better than 2, right?
Greenberg last time out had 4 points in 11 minutes worth of time. Hit her only shot. That was a three-pointer against James Madison. Left side, Florida A&M. Cross-court pass, Bodie, and a nice fadeaway jumper by Jordan Bodie, the junior forward from Sanford, Florida.
Yeah, and who started that off was Cornelia Ellington, Steve, off of that inbound pass. She pushed the ball up, got Mason kind of back on their heels defensively.
Motang driving for the Patriots, and the whistle blows onto the basket. Motang to the line for the Patriots, the freshman guard from Baltimore. First free throw is up and away. Last time out, Motang had 8 points in 26 minutes. She was 2 of 6 from the floor, hitting both of her three-point attempts. Also went 2 of 4 from the free throw line against the Dukes. A little strong on the second, 1 of 2 on that trip. The Patriots out in front early here, 17-6. Cross-court pass, Ellington. She's been quiet so far in the first quarter. Bodie backs away from trouble. Now puts it into first gear, moving to her right. Close quarters handoff, Ellington. Can she find some room? Bodie wide open, far corner. Elected not to take the three, but Ellington will. That might have been partially blocked. No, they say it wasn't. It's just off target by Ellington.
Yeah, Ellington, she's shooting that low percentage, but she's getting shots off. She's making those attempts, and that's what Florida A&M needs.
Jada Brown back into the game for the Patriots, replacing Volker, who exits. Under 3.5 to play in the first quarter. Motang. Shot by Johnson. Off the rim, no good, and Ellington on the move. Far side, Purifoy. Three-pointer. Second opportunity that time for the Rattlers, no good. Brown moving the pace, and that's going to be knocked out of bounds. It went off the hand of Brown last. And Florida A&M will get possession.
Looks like she saw Zahira Walton just out of the corner of her left eye and wanted to dump it down to her, but just hesitated.
Patriots are averaging 78.5 points per game as Greenberg found the little seam underneath and got an easy bucket.
Full court pressure by George Mason here. Greenberg just shifted over, did exactly what she needed to do at the right time, and picked up that steal and 2 points.
Well, it's worked for the Patriots ever since they started it about midway through this quarter.
You can see here the trap in the corner. Paige shifts aside just as she should, right on time for that 2-point bucket.
For the Rattlers, 11 transfers who have played for other universities on this squad and 4 freshmen for the Hall of Fame coach. Down to 2:40 to play, and a good drive by Ellington and her first points of the evening. Outlet to Greenberg. Greenberg wasting no time, swatted away. Motang to the corner, 3 from there, no good, and the rebound right to the waiting hands of Bodie. Bodie to Purifoy. Back up top to Bodie. Last year she played in 21 games at Austin Peay in Tennessee. Here's an errant pass, and Brown back with it now. Johnson driving, the left-handed layup, no good, little off-balance shot that time. Bodie moving with it now for Florida A&M, knocked down to the court. They're going to tie it up here, and that will be our first jump ball of tonight's game.
Yeah, that was a turnover by George Mason, and just an error on Jada Brown's part. You don't feed the 6'4" kid on the three-point line on the fast break. So I think Coach Lewis let her know of that. We're moving on, but that's a tough shot for a big girl like MJ.
Volker back into the game for the Patriots, and checking into the contest for Florida A&M is Tylen Payne.
George Mason's running here with a small lineup, Steve.
Running layup by Jada Brown off the backboard and good to make it 21-8. Brown into the game early for George Mason. She now has 6 points to go along with Volker's 7. 7 minutes of play. Brown 5 points. Greenberg has 4. Here's Harris. Volker. Harris puts on the brakes. Shot no good, and again the Patriots away with the offensive board. Three-pointer good by Greenberg, who now has a team-high 7.
That was that second chance effort, okay, made that happen.
Now Greenberg defending the ball handler, Purifoy. And tied up by Greenberg as Purifoy went up. They call the jump ball, and the Rattlers will keep possession. Last year, Greenberg played in 22 games. She averaged just a fraction of a second under 10 minutes per game. She shot 46% from the floor and was 15 of 30 from beyond the arc. Ellington moving past Greenberg, the jumper no good. Outlet to Kyla Johnson, and the whistle blows. Went out of bounds on the far side. Kayla Johnson, the freshman from Upper Marlboro, Maryland. Went to Elizabeth Seton High School. Here's Umatang. Marked by Swan. 15 to shoot, 24 on the game clock. Umatang nearly threw it away. Greenberg able to save it, driving, layup is good by Johnson.
What a strong move, baseline, pulled up with the jumper, right hand on the left side, but great finish.
Final seconds of play in the first. Patriots 9 of 18 from the floor, 3 of 7 from beyond the arc. The Rattlers 4 of 14 from the field have missed each of their 5 shots from downtown. Chance here for the Patriots, and a turnaround jumper by MJ Johnson.
That is a very difficult shot. Well done. I was just about to say George Mason's done a great job being patient on offense, taking the right shots, and then that happened. But it went in.
6 points for Johnson now. Greenberg leads the way with 7. Jada Brown and Zahira Walton each have 5.
If you watch MJ Johnson, the lefty, wow, I mean, that's just beautiful. Just that turnaround kind of fadeaway jumper.
Answer by the Rattlers. Patriots basketball, and nearly a travel inside, but they're going to call a foul here. Tylen Payne was the nearest defender in the vicinity, and the junior forward from South Haven, Mississippi, commits the foul.
I really like what Mary Umatang brings to the floor for George Mason. She's not passive by any means for being a true freshman. I really like what she's doing.
Patriots had an interesting night from the free throw line in their game at James Madison. Did not attempt a free throw in the first or the third quarter. Went 2 of 3 in the second and 8 of 12 in the fourth. First, see a couple of quarters throughout the course of a game with no free throw attempts by one of the teams.
Yeah, you would think it's like, would you get tired? You stop being aggressive and trying to get to the hoop, or what?
And a perfect trip by Mary Umatang. Went to Bishop McNamara High School and was 3 times the team captain. Here's Harris off the steal. Can't convert. Outlet. Robinson fades away for the jumper, and she is fouled by Johnson.
I thought she may have taken a couple steps there before she took that shot and got fouled, but that's a tough matchup for Johnson there.
Aja Robinson, sophomore center from Cleveland, Ohio at 6'3". This is her 4th stop on her collegiate journey. She has played at Arkansas Little Rock, the University of New Mexico, and also Arkansas Pine Bluff. High arcing free throw and gets that one to go. 1 of 2 and 30-13, the lead for George Mason. Harris has such great vision. Into the corner. Johnson from underneath. Back out to Harris. Creates some space. Amate. And the three-pointer is good.
Beautiful assist by Kennedy Harris. Just well done overall. Moving the basketball, finding that right open person, and a great delivery there by Amatang.
So Amatang, who had been 3 of 3 in her first 2 games from beyond the arc, hits one here in the second quarter. 33-15. Now the Rattlers have had some answers for the Patriots back on the offensive side.
Yeah, transition defense for George Mason has been their problem here. And that's due to just the pace of Ellington pushing that ball for Florida A&M. Nice skip pass here by MJ. Kennedy Harris pulls in, drives the basketball, and pulls that defense away from Amatang to hit the three-pointer.
And Harris has such a quick first step. Has to be respected by a defender, and that creates that open space.
Absolutely. You've got to play her true and true.
Harris, top of the key. So slippery. Underneath Johnson, and the layup will roll. Used almost every inch of the cylinder on the right side before falling through.
Great
to
awareness.
Make it 35-15.
Great awareness by Kennedy there. Pulls the defense in. The big girl actually got on Kennedy, and she was able to dump it down for MJ to just get an easy 2 points.
20-point lead for the Patriots. 7:45 to go in the half. To the corner, Hooks for 3 from the right sideline. April Hooks, the sophomore from Birmingham, Alabama, drains the 3. So both teams have found the offensive rhythm here in the second quarter in the last 4 minutes or so. Amatang slows the pace. Zahira Walton. MJ Johnson, one too many stutter steps, and she'll turn the ball over on a travel.
I like that MJ Johnson can actually take that ball and make things happen from the top of the key there, Steve, on the three-point. She is a threat out there, regardless of shots or driving.
Well, George Mason last season with an overall record of 27-6 went 17-4 in Atlantic 10 Conference play. The Rattlers were 9-20 a year ago and went 6-12 in Southwestern Athletic Conference action. Here's a jumper, and that is good. Ellington back on the board. 35-20. Trim the lead to 15. Amatang. Johnson. Right side, and the jumper good by Walton. Walton now has 7.
Great offensive possession by Mason. That started with Mary Amatang. Really just being aggressive, showing her ball handling skills, and then making the right pass.
And here's a steal by Walton, racing in and high off the glass. Up to 9. That's a team high for Walton. She is now 3 of 5.
Top to bottom. Congratulations.
And we have had one of the championship rings sitting next to us for the better part of the game today from Hannah Foley, the outstanding sports information director for George Mason Patriots women's basketball. Driving layup here, no good. And
you can see Mary Amatang, again, she's very involved offensively for George Mason here, making big things happen for the squad.
Always interesting with championship rings how the team's slogans and mottos from prior to the season are etched and engraved forever on something that these players will keep as a memory of what their time was like here at George Mason.
Yeah, absolutely. I came to practice, had a couple really nice chats and sit-downs with Coach Lewis, and the one thing I can really say about that lady is that she's connected. She's connected to the program, connected to the ladies, and these sayings that she implements, it's just, she's truly a connection.
And Here Amatang connects on the second. 40-20 again, the Patriots a 20-point advantage, and the ball is tied up. It's going to stay with the Rattlers. We're going to call a foul here on Leah Keys of the Patriots, the freshman from Stafford, Virginia, just down the road on I-95. Under 6 to play in the second quarter. Swan backs away from Keys. Now right at the free throw line. Back outside to Ellington. 6 points for her so far in the first half. Ellington 3 of 5 from the floor. Bounce pass. Now back outside. Here's a three-pointer by Subarats, no good. Littlejohn has the ball now for the Patriots. Sanaya Littlejohn on the move. Volker turns and fires, and she barely had a chance to look at the basket before unleashing the three.
There's not much really to pick apart from George Mason and their execution on the offensive end tonight. They're really just doing a phenomenal job. 60% from the field, 56 from the three-point line.
First points for Volker here tonight after a season where she went 15 of 53 from beyond the arc.
We see Lewis Volker with a lot of short chip shots, but right here she just found an opening, looked at that rim and said, hey, why not?
Volker checks out. Sarah Blair checking into the game. Here's a three by the Rattlers. That's no good. Flipped ahead to Amatang. Here's a three, and that is good. Kayla Johnson, the exact spot that Volker was standing in. Back-to-back threes for the Patriots make it 46-20 with 4.5 to play in the second quarter.
5 freshmen on the court right now for George Mason, really just holding their composure defensively and being patient offensively.
Here's a jumper by Subarats. Subarats now has 5. 1 of 3 from three-point range. All of her shots have been from distance. Here's a three-pointer. That is good. The Patriots, Amatang. So the team's now trading threes over the last 4 possessions.
They're not just hitting threes, but they're actually driving to the basket, pulling the defense away from those shooters out there. And then first and foremost, or finally, I guess I should say, they're making those important passes.
George Mason looking for a win in its home opener. The Rattlers looking for their first win of the season. Strong rebound here for George Mason. And away to Amatang. Off the rim, no good. And it bounces right to Subarats. Far side, Ellington. Newcomers on both sides for both George Mason and Florida A&M. Ellington looking for space, doesn't have it here. Top of the key, Robinson. Check that, it's Swan, takes her time, now driving in and spins it off the glass and through.
Nice move. She just split the defense of Mason right there and finished a very difficult shot.
Underneath, and the layup is good.
Once again, penetrating to the rim, dumping the basketball off. Great pass by Johnson right there to Blair.
Sarah Blair, the freshman center from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, played 1 minute last time out against James Madison. On the score sheet to make it 51-25. 2.5 to play in the second quarter. Driving Ellington, that's knocked out of bounds.
Mason hitting some big shots tonight.
Brooklyn Swan gives way to Cornelia Ellington. Working on the right side. Now it's April Hooks. And the shot clock was winding down, and Kayla Johnson reaches in. Looked like the Rattlers weren't going to get that shot away before turning the ball over, but a foul call will keep the ball with Florida A&M. Down to 2:15 remaining in the second quarter. Hooks. Now Swan. Takes a peek inside. No one open. Perimeter, Ellington. Lost it. Now has to hurry. Hooks. He won't beat the shot clock, so that's the second time.
Great defense by Mason there. Steve, I've been waiting to say something about these freshmen. How are they going to mess up, make a freshman move? But we did see that tap foul with 1 second to go. But wow, they are really composed out here.
When you've got a big lead at 51-25, you can absorb those miscues. Here's Johnson. 3, no good. Ball pried away by Ellington. And then wasn't aware of her surroundings, and Littlejohn nearly stole it away from behind. In their season opening game against Temple on the road, the Patriots fell to the Owls 94-85, but did have 4 players in double figures in that game, led by Walton, who scored 31. Harris chipped in with a dozen. Greenberg had 11. And Brown added 10. Jumper, front of the iron, no good, and Blair with a long rebound. Away to Littlejohn, has a stride, and the layup will fall for Littlejohn, who got behind Ellington, and Ellington was never able to reel her in.
Great awareness by Sarah Blair there, just picking up that rebound, but not only holding it, just pushing it right away out to Johnson.
Under a minute to play in the half. Ellington surveys, screen set by Robinson. And off to Swan. Picks up the dribble. Back outside to Hooks. Johnson defending. Hooks. Ellington looked for 3. Beat the buzzer. Shot back of the iron, no good. Zanaya Ellington, or Littlejohn, gets it back from Keys. Swan defending with 20 seconds to play here in the half. Last shot here of the half for George Mason. Littlejohn, the freshman from Philadelphia. Down to 5 in the half. Looking to hand it off, and that goes out of bounds. It will stay George Mason ball, but with only 3.4 seconds remaining.
Let's see how well 3 games in here we can execute this out of bounds offensive play here.
The Rattlers will inbound the basketball, and they've got possession first here in the second half. Purifoy, and the jumper early by Florida A&M.
Well done right there from Florida A&M. Za Walton was just a second too late for the defense.
Kennedy Harris with it now for the Patriots. 3-pointer, no good. And the rebound to Florida A&M. Giles Jones hands it off Purifoy. Far side, stumble that time by McCarthy. Rattlers get it top of the key. 3-pointer off the backboard, no good. Long rebound to MJ Johnson. On the floor for George Mason, Walton, Harris, Brown, Johnson, and Volker. Brown has it now, off-balance shot. And possession will stay with the Patriots. Purifoy, Robinson, Subarats, McCarthy, and Giles Jones, the 5 on the floor for the Rattlers. Patriots basketball, Brown. 3-pointer off target, and the rebound Purifoy.
George Mason needs to settle down a bit offensively here in the third quarter. It's early, but a couple of ill-advised shots to start.
Left sideline for Subarats, and that is around and out, no good. Out of bounds, the Patriots will get the ball here, and Subarats is down.
That was a strong box out drill right there. That just sort of takes me back to the game in practice where someone shoots and everyone's in charge of really getting a body on someone. And that's what we saw right there. some aggressive box out, and the ball just rolled out of bounds.
Subaretz will exit, and that will bring Ellington back onto the floor for the Rattlers. Looked like she might have gotten hit in the face by the Patriots defense. Shot won't count here. That's going to be a turnover here on the Rattlers. Last time out, Florida A&M fell at Howard 89-53. They trailed 44-22 at the half. Purifoy works on her opposite number 3, Harris. Around the arc, near side, and the three-pointer is good by McCarthy.
The Rattlers are executing their offense right now, and I'll tell you, they really brought up their shooting percentage in that second quarter, and they're starting off very well here. You can see, again, they're just moving the basketball around, being patient, waiting for that pop out. Ellington makes that one more pass over to the right for a nice three-point shot.
So Gills-Jones the foul. They were trying to give the Patriots a taste of their own medicine on the front court pressure. Just underway here in the third. Walton. Volker sets the screen. Walton driving, strong. And the rebound, Robinson. Nearly a steal by Harris into the corner. Ellington works it away. Ellington 9 points last time out. Here tonight, she has scored 6. Back outside for 3, that's no good. And Harris away to Volker. Volker right side, and Jada Brown the miss. Volker gets it again. Walton for 3, and that's good. Ellington with Patriots 1 of 6 on the floor. Here in the third, Florida A&M 2 of 5 from the field.
Yeah, Florida A&M is really just being more patient on offense.
That time Walton got a hand in to block it. Jada Brown back the other way. The Patriots now 1 of 7 here in the quarter. Long pass ahead. Purifoy, and the fast break points to the Rattlers. Just their second and third fast break points of the game. The Patriots have the edge in that category, 12-3 on the night. Jumper no good. Volker, wide open look here for 3 for Brown. Iron no good, and the rebound to the Rattlers. Patriots also have the edge in points off of turnovers, 12-5, and second chance points, 10-0. Off the miss, Zahira Walton. The junior's on the move. Cuts into the lane. And from right on top of the A-10 logo, shot no good, but Volker, the left-handed putback, and a third chance for Walton. One too many chances given up that time by the Rattlers, and on the third try, Walton sinks it.
Yeah, I thought there was a lid on the rim over here for a minute there, Steve, but just a second chance hustle and the second chance points for Mason gets them 2 points here.
5.5 to play here in the third. Substitutions on the horizon for both teams. Purifoy backing away. Now skips to her right. The junior from Pensacola, Florida. Purifoy, good look underneath, but it handcuffs Robinson. Off the miss, here's Walton. Three-pointer, no good. Brown able to corral the rebound and then peels away from danger. Harris, the flip. Volker right back to Harris, driving on that baseline, and now she'll take the 3, and she got it. Give and go between Volker and Harris, and Kennedy Harris now has 5 points.
Beautiful two-man right there. Just simple back and forth, and Kennedy used Lewis there as a screen and was able to hit that three-pointer.
George Mason 61, Florida A&M 32. Harris trying to tie up Ellington, and Ellington had her pocket picked by Harris. Patriots have the numbers, 3-on-1. Harris to Johnson, back to Harris, and she'll sink the layup. Just too many numbers for the lone defender back there for the Rattlers.
Yeah, I like what Mason's doing here. They're pushing the basketball, but they're being very unselfish, Steve. You can see.
Rattlers basketball, Bodie. Flips now to Subarats. Inside miscommunication there with Justice and a turnover. Harris to the far side, Greenberg. Almotang, no good. Johnson, long rebound. She's surrounded before the whistle blows.
Nice shot by Almotang there. The shots just aren't dropping like they were in the first half. It's really hard to keep up that 60% field goal percentage.
The Rattlers are playing without their leading scorer from their last game, Nia Rhodes, who had 16 points in their loss at Howard. So Rhodes, the freshman guard from Lexington, Kentucky, not playing in this game for the Rattlers. Here's Bodie. Guarded by Harris. Purifoy, no good. Harris on the rebound. May have gotten away with a push there. Churning over the midcourt stripe. Into the corner. Three-pointer by Greenberg is no good. And Purifoy will handle. Purifoy played at Chipola College in Marianna, Florida a year ago and started all 32 games back in 2023-24. That year she was big on the minutes, averaged 37 minutes per game. Time winding down to 2:40 to play here in the third. Harris, quick release, and the three ball by Harris is good. She's up to 10.
I love how it's almost as if Kennedy Harris creates her own picks. She gets behind, she just needs an inch, and she gets that shot off. Well done by Kennedy.
Three players in double figures now for the Patriots. Walton 14, Harris and Almotang. Each have scored 10. Three-pointer by Bodie is no good. Long rebound, Walton. Had it taken away by Subarats back into the game after being shaken up earlier in the quarter when she was hit in the face on that far sideline. Inside look, and we're going to have a foul called here on the Patriots, MJ Johnson.
See here, just again, Kennedy Harris comes off of that. It's almost like a little handoff, and she pulls the trigger behind the three-point line.
The Rattlers had a test in their season opener when they traveled to take on Florida State on November the 3rd. Lost that game to the Seminoles 112-39. Ellington had a 16-point outing on that night. Here's April Hooks, Bodie. Waiting for the screen by Justice. Now Bodie on the move, fadeaway jumper, no good, and MJ Johnson gets the ball for George Mason. Now she pushes down Bodie, and Johnson is going to pick up her second foul very quickly here in this quarter.
Yeah, I like the leadership by MJ Johnson there, Steve, grabbing the board, pushing the ball down the court, but you just have to know that right time when to give the basketball up, and I don't know, it wasn't too bad there with the offhand.
George Mason on a 12-0 run over the last 4 minutes and 6 seconds. On the other side, Florida A&M has hit just one of its last 9 shots from the floor. 90 seconds remain here in the third. George Mason up 68-32. Ellington getting a lot of experience in her rookie season with the Rattlers. Date against Florida State in the season opener, and now taking on the defending Atlantic 10 champions and NCAA tournament team, George Mason.
Yeah, that's how you grow. That's how you get better. You get in there, you get the playing time, you make the turnovers. The good things will happen, but you need that playing experience.
And there we see the freshman center, Zayna Justice. You've been watching as MJ Johnson has sort of maybe gotten away with a little bit of the physical contact against her teammates and took matters into her own hands. Harris for three, and it's good for Kennedy Harris, her third three-pointer of the game, and up to 13 points. Last season, Kennedy Harris was in double figures 19 times. With her double-figure performance here tonight, she has now had 31 career games with 10 or more points. So the Patriots will get the possession on the jump ball.
See, Kennedy Harris just pops out back. Paige Greenberg took the defense with, and Kennedy was able to hit that three-pointer. Like you said, Steve, Kennedy Harris is climbing her way to the top. Was a second-team All-Atlantic 10 last year. Climbed to that first-team preseason A10 player. So I think we're going to see a lot of really nice things from Kennedy Harris here, the captain.
One of three players for George Mason on a national awards watch list before this season began, and Harris is 5 of 9 overall from the floor, including 3 three-pointers.
Yeah, you really have to play Kennedy Harris true and true. She can take the ball to the hoop. She can obviously hit those quick jumpers. So she gets here 2 free throws to take that scoring level hopefully up to 15 points.
Well, last season when Kennedy Harris was averaging nearly 14 minutes per game, she was a 76% free throw shooter, finished one shy of 80 for the year. And here makes both on this trip to make it 73-32. Harris now the Patriots' leading scorer here today with 15 points. Purifoy, now Swan. Left sideline to Hooks, all the way to the right corner, and the three ball, back of the iron, no good. Justice able to go up for the rebound. Spins away from Greenberg, now dishes back to Ellington. Kept alive by Amateng. Amateng has the numbers, bounce pass, and Greenberg on the finish. That's the second 3-on-1 for the Patriots here in the third.
I'm really impressed with Amateng. I've said it several times this evening, but she just knows when to make that pass. She knows when to be aggressive, so great pass.
The game tonight, second time this season. In the early going, the Patriots have had 4 players reach 10 or more points. In that third quarter, the Patriots were 8 of 21 from the floor, 4 of 11 from beyond the arc. Florida A&M hit just 3 of its 14 shots and were 1 of 7 from beyond the arc. Nice jumper by Brooklyn Swan. She now has a team-leading 8 points for the Rattlers on 4 of 6 from the floor. Littlejohn spins into the lane. Shot no good, and the rebound to the Rattlers, who are almost turning it over. This is knocked out of bounds. It'll stay Florida A&M basketball. Tough early stretch for the Rattlers, playing 7 of 9 games to start the year on the road. They'll go home for their home opener on Saturday and then pack their bags for 3 straight. Johnson went back in again. And out of bounds to George Mason.
It's nice to see the energy here with the future Patriots, right? These young kids coming in. Johnson just had that nice little no-look pass. She knows where to go with it to Mary Amateng, who's been on fire from the court tonight.
Now she'll look to inbound. Lobs for Greenberg. Back out to Johnson. And the three-pointer by Kayla Johnson is good. The freshman guard from Maryland makes it 78-34.
You got to reward the assist on that one. Paige Greenberg, man, she drove aggressively into the key, had 2 defenders pull onto her, and just passed out there to Johnson.
Now Greenberg will pick up the loose ball, has the numbers again. Looking for Johnson, and the layup a little strong. Nicely done defensively that time by April Hooks to get back and not allow Johnson the easy 2. Greenberg nearly swiped it away again. Into the corner, Ellington. Driving baseline, but cut off by Amateng. Robinson. Back outside, Hooks for 3. No good. Batted around and right to Littlejohn. Away Greenberg. Wide open look for Kayla Johnson from the corner, no good. Rebound Blair, and she is fouled underneath.
Great second chance effort by Sarah Blair there. You can see Johnson takes the shot from the corner, and Blair just comes out of nowhere. Not only grabs that board, Steve, but just makes a nice aggressive second chance putback and gets fouled.
George Mason got off to a strong start in their record-breaking season a year ago. They won their first 6 games of the year and 11 of their first 12. Free throw is good. Off the right hand of Sarah Blair. Her brother Stefan played collegiately at Central Florida. Second shot off the iron to the right for the rebound to Johnson. Littlejohn. Little flip to Greenberg and right back her way. Gives to Amatang. Amatang, the jumper. No good, and with it Swan. Product of Hunter High School for the Rattlers. 7.5 to play tonight in the home opener for the Patriots. Long pass to Littlejohn. Defense is coming, and Littlejohn with a patient move on Purifoy, who went flying by before Littlejohn scores for George Mason.
Nicely fed by who else but Mary Amatang down the court, and that's a really tough finish for Littlejohn, just over the front of the rim like that.
5 assists for both Amatang and also Harris in this game for George Mason. Scoring drought for the Rattlers has now reached over 2.5 minutes, while the Patriots have gone on a 6-0 run.
Well done by Paige Greenberg. She just steps out of the key there, gets her feet set, and takes that charge to get the ball back to George Mason.
Jada Brown back into the game for George Mason, replacing Paige Greenberg. 81-34. Here's Johnson. Littlejohn, Greenberg on the far side, so she's still in the game along with Jada Brown. Off balance shot by the Patriots, no good. Amatang had nowhere to go, so just heaved it up. Ellington. Outside. Deep three by McCarthy, comes up empty. Greenberg on the move, reverse layup, doesn't go, and the rebound.
A big kid, I'd like to see that.
One dribble, makes up her mind quickly, lets it go, and it hits the back of the iron, no good. Still 81-34, George Mason. McCarthy driving and fouled by Sanaya Littlejohn. To Florida A&M, started all 30 games a year ago and averaged 14 minutes per contest. Was a 56% shooter from the floor and a solid free throw shooter. 124 of 164 on the season a year ago. 81-35, George Mason. Littlejohn. Bounced away from Blair. Kept moving. Shot by Brown, no good, but the putback is by Blair.
Love Sarah Blair's aggression right now. She is just going after that basketball. Nice little shot popped up there by Jada Brown, but most importantly, man, Sarah Blair, she's showing her strength off tonight.
Well, Sarah Blair, just a freshman, played for St. Thomas Aquinas High School. For now, George Mason Director of Personnel, Brandon Stewart. Off the miss, Littlejohn for three, right in front of the Patriots bench to make it 86-35.
Sarah Littlejohn said, I'd like to get on in this three-point shootout here. So here she is, 1 for 1.
And for Sarah Littlejohn, that is her first career three-pointer. Whistle on the ball out of bounds to George Mason in a game where we don't expect to see the Patriots starters for the remaining 5:37.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, Steve, the 5 freshmen that are on the court right now, they are smothering these Rattlers on defense. They're being patient offensively. They're attacking the glass. I like what we're seeing here for George Mason and their young squad.
And Matilda Moda will join that group. Back outside to Johnson, three-pointer. Rolls around, no good. Blair looking for that rebound. It went off a Rattler last. There were 2 players there. And the Patriots will keep the ball.
Yeah, George Mason's really excelling on the boards, and that was a point of focus for us to see. 19 offensive rebounds tonight for Mason.
Gayla Johnson sends it in, Little John. Weaving to her left. Puts the shoulder down, drives in, shot no good, rebound, Zayna Justice. Here's Ellington. Ellington. Layup no good. George Mason basketball. On the floor for the Patriots. Little John, Moda, Keys, Blair, and Greenberg. Little John has it now, defended by Subarets. Moda on the move. Tried to jump into the lane. There was no room there. 3 defenders in road green were awaiting. And that will turn the ball over to the Rattlers.
Yeah, that was a nice drive in, but she just needed to dish that out a little bit sooner.
Women's Basketball Hall of Fame inductee, Bridget Gordon, looking to turn around the Rattlers program. She was inducted into the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame back in 2007. Bounce pass by Moda. Away to Little John, and a scoop by Little John, and the score.
Nice little fancy move there, finished by Little John. Looks like she was going to flip it behind her back there to her teammate, but nice finish.
Another break by the Patriots. Here's Justice underneath, high off the glass, no good. Moda corrals the rebound, the freshman from Baltimore. Little John, reverse layup, so she had the underhanded scoop on the prior possession. Here tries to go under the rim. No good, and the Rattlers back the other way. When you talk about the accolades of Bridget Gordon for Florida A&M, not only a 2007 Women's Basketball Hall of Fame member, 2012 Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame, won the Olympic gold medal with the U.S. team in 1988, a 2-time NCAA champion with Tennessee in 87 and 89, and she was named to the NCAA 25th anniversary team and team of the decade in my favorite decade, the 80s. Game tonight now has 9 points. Spirals out and right to Blair. Blair just snared her 12th rebound of the game.
What an impressive performance here. 13 minutes, 12 boards.
Not a bad average per minute. 2:45 to play. Moda, shot no good. Florida A&M away to Subarets. Hands it off to Ellington. Moda, step for step defensively. Lobbed in, 10 to shoot. Back outside to Subarets. Subarets, and that shot's no good on the follow. Blair. Here come the Patriots. They've got the numbers again, but peeling away was Leah Keys. Little John with a deep 3. Wide right, and a foul called here on the Patriots. Key. They don't need to hear in the game, but down the road, you never know where they're going to need a possession and a score in a tighter contest down later in the season.
Great
Again,
D
a
by
steal.
Sarah Blair.
Little John, Greenberg, and strong on the finish. Little John off the tap, outside for Keys for 3. Strong again, and Ellington will hurry away. Ellington driving and scoring with a layup. Ellington now has 8. 4 of 10 from the floor for her in 31 minutes of time. 88 points for the Patriots. Little John in front of the bench. Now driving in, nice move, but did she step on the line? She was pushed out by Robinson on the foul. First free throw of the night for Little John, off the iron. Little John has 9 points. Sinks this one, she'll become the 5th player for the Patriots in double figures. Comes away empty. Under a minute to go in the game. Swan, right-handed layup, no good. Put back by Breja Robinson.
The battle of the bigs down there, and Robinson got that one for sure.
45 to go. Greenberg spins away from a defender. Back out to Moda. Greenberg logged a ton of steps on this possession. Little John with under 30 to play. Into the paint, no good, and it's out of bounds to Florida A&M. Final dozen seconds here tonight. Long rebound to Moda. And the Patriots can run out the clock here. Keys and George Mason in its home opener, where they unveiled their women's basketball tournament championship banner from last year's A10 title run with a convincing